Alright guys, so this is the just launched Ford Ranger Splash Limited Edition. Only 19 of these cars are going to be made and they're going to be sold exclusively on Lazada. So this car was basically commissioned for the 11/11 sale, as you can see up there, and these cars will only be sold via Lazada. You cannot buy them in a showroom. You can come and check them out perhaps, but you cannot buy them anywhere else other than the online e-commerce platform. So let's talk about what makes this car special. So first, the Splash name. So for those of you who might be a bit younger, you might not be familiar with the Ranger Splash. The Splash nameplate actually debuted in Malaysia in the late 90s, and back then the Ranger Splash was a bright yellow machine, and it was basically the introduction of the lifestyle aspect into the pickup segment. But now the Splash nameplate is coming back in this very, very different appeal and very different aesthetic, because now everything is matte black. It's got a whole bunch of really special accessories and little special details that we'll go over. But essentially this car is based on the limited model, so there is a 2-litre single turbo engine up front with a 10-speed automatic gearbox, puts out 190 PS and several hundred Newton meters of torque, with power going to all four wheels. Usual nonsense lah. So let's go over some of the features. So again, being based on the Ranger Limited, if you go through the spec sheet for the Ranger Limited, you'll figure out basically what this car has, like the active safety and so on and so forth. But we'll go through the special bits. So these wheel arches, these wheel arch extenders, these are all special to the Ranger Splash, and so are these 18-inch matte black alloy wheels. Okay, again, limited only to the Splash, which you can see here. Now moving down the side, you can see you also have a nice matte black set of side mirrors, and if you notice underneath there's also a 360-degree camera, which is very helpful. I'm just going to get out of the way of Con there. You have these side steps as well, which is kind of cool. You have a matte black sports bar back here, which if I'm not mistaken, this is normally chrome on the standard model, so having this adds a little bit more mystique to the car. At the rear, you have a matte black bumper, so instead of chrome or silver, you get it in matte black. You also have this plus decal here, just to denote the fact this is a limited edition. And you also have these special Splash decals, which you can see down the side and also here too, so it's very clear this is only the Ranger Splash. Now, one of the interesting features about this car is the fact that it has what's referred to as an easy lift tailgate. So what happens is, in here, as you can see, I can lower this with just one hand. This is because inside the hinge mechanism there is actually a little damper which allows you to very easily close the tailgate. So as you can see, I'm doing this with just one finger. So that makes this car a lot easier to live with on a day-to-day basis. Now, moving around the front, if I go past lots of other people and annoy some photographers, sorry, I'm just gonna, sorry. Okay, so at the front you have a blacked out grille, you have a blacked out bumper bar. I'm not sure if you can see it because it's kind of bright right now. There you go. So you can see the blacked out bumper bar there and the blacked out bumpers and all that, which helps make the car look a little bit more menacing, if I might say. But ultimately this is still based on the Ranger Limited, which means that the specs are broadly similar. So you have a built-in toll reader, you have autonomous emergency braking and so on and so forth, all on a car that is 138,888 ringgit. Again, only 19 units will be made available exclusively online, which means that if you were to nab one of these, you'd be driving one of the most exclusive Ford Rangers on the market. Now, on top of the price, of course, all cars come with 3 years manufacturer warranty and 5 years free service, or 100,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. And let's actually move on to the interior. You can quickly see that there is a full leather interior here with this nice ribbing in the middle down here too. You have the Sync 3 infotainment system here, which has just this massive screen. This is actually really good if you use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto because it displays really clearly. You also have the 2 digital readouts over there, which nicely frame the center speedometer, which is always nice. And as I said, you also have a built-in toll reader, you have active safety, autonomous emergency braking, 360-degree cameras, and so on. Now, if I move into the back, I'm going to leave that there. If I move into the back, you will see that one of the Ranger's strongest points is the fact that it is very comfortable for passengers. So you have plenty of legroom. These seats are very nicely molded. You also have a rear center armrest, which is always nice. And you even have coat hooks up here on the ceiling in case you want to hang anything from there. So that is it. That is the Ford Ranger Splash limited edition. Only 19 units are going to be made available, sold exclusively via Lazada. And if you'd like, you can purchase the car on the day itself. But for those who are really keen on the new Ranger, or rather the new Ranger Splash, this car can be chup-dulu on the site starting on the 28th of October, but just remember to complete your transaction on the 11th of November in order to secure this car and bring it home. Well, that's all we've got today at the launch of the Ford Ranger Splash behind me. So as I said, this car will be available to chup-dulu on the 28th of October, whereas the full purchase will need to be fulfilled on the 11th of November. Now this car can be booked for only 139,000 ringgit, but the remainder of the cost will have to be done, the remainder of the booking fee will have to be done on the 11th of November itself. Only 19 units are available, so if this is the sort of car that you want to have in your drive and in your life, you'd better hurry. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, follow us on our social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if there's anything more that you'd like to know about this or any other car, just let us know. We'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.